Hey everyone, welcome to the Acrobatic Arts podcast. I'm Loren, and I will be interviewing some of the top leaders and innovators from the dance and acrobatic industry. If you are a teacher, performer, student, or a lifelong learner like myself, you are sure to find these episodes intriguing and full of inspiration. Acrobatic Arts is passionate about providing current and relevant information for everyone. So please, sit back and enjoy as we share our passion with you and the world. Are you looking for ways to boost your studio's revenue and attract more students to your AcroDance program? Look no further, because today we have Acrobatic Arts brand manager, Michelle McBride. Let's listen as Michelle shares her expert advice on this topic.
So we're going to go through a step program. So it is talking about how to market your AcroDance program, but that's kind of like the middle of the road. And you really want to start at the beginning and make sure that your program's set up for success. So I'm going to kind of start you from the beginning, and then I'll walk you through how to market it, but it's going to be like a step process. It's really important to start from the beginning. And I've worked with several studios on starting their AcroDance program, and a lot of it is like an educational experience. So we're going to start at the beginning. You may have a studio established already, or you may be starting your new studio and you're putting together an Acro program, or you just want to learn how to kind of get it out there a little bit more and increase that student population that we've talked about previously. When we start, we really want to have that reputable program, and it starts with, a safe progressive syllabus and a leveled program that really starts at the beginning. So when a student comes into your studio, they can start from the very beginning, and they may progress quickly through the beginning stages and then kind of find their level, or they can start right at the beginning. And this can be anybody. This can be a 14-year-old, it can be a 6-year-old. We've got our preschool program for like 3-year-olds. So you can always have them in that very beginning portion and then grow them into, an advanced Acro dancer over the years. Just want to make sure that you've got this reputable program that parents can look into. They can feel safe that their child is in a good program that makes them feel like it's a safe program. They can dance on a hard stage. It's not going to impact their other dance disciplines. And really, Acro really complements a lot of dance disciplines. It helps with ballet. It helps with jazz. It really helps. I teach Acro / hip hop. So it's got two kind of aspects to it, which is really fun. And then if you are adding like the aerial arts program to your studio, just make sure that you get all the building codes and the engineering, inspection done. So you make sure that everything's really nice and safe, because parents are smart these days and they really want a smart, safe, progressive program. So we're going to go to, certify your teaching staff. It is really important, because there's that risk factor in Acro, that we want to make sure that staff members know what they're doing and they've got that background. This just protects your studio, to be honest. So any staff member that should be teaching Acro should be a certified instructor. Like Mark said last week, talking about maybe certifying your studio owners is a good idea, just so you kind of know what the program's about, knowing what's required and what's needed. A lot of times I consult with studio owners going, okay, these are the 10 things we need. Can they fit in the program? Can this work? How can we kind of attract new students to come to this program by doing these things? It is really nice when you have certified instructors on staff. Again, parents see that and feel safe. So we just want to make sure those parents are feeling real good. Another thing, before you start anything marketing wise, make sure you've got proper insurance. So some insurance companies don't insure Acro. Just make sure that you know what's happening. Your insurance company knows what you're doing, and explain what Acro is. Some insurance companies don't know that there is higher risk factors with it. Just give your insurance company a call, make sure that it's added so that your students are covered, you're covered, and the studio's covered. So even making sure that your teachers are insured as well. Some teachers do insure themselves as well as at the studio, so they've got kind of that double coverage, just in case, just to have it just in case. So equip your studio. You may think that it's a really big investment to start, and you can start small and then work your way up. So really what you really need in the beginning is just really good mats. Just covering up that floor so students can feel comfortable learning these skills. And then they move to the floor when they get more advanced or when they get more comfortable with skills. So get them on the mats. I always get my students to just purchase a yoga brick. So we're not sharing, especially during COVID, we're not sharing yoga bricks. So they just buy a 4x6x9 yoga brick. They bring that to class and then they've got their own equipment. So you can provide that equipment, but I've just been saying, okay, you need a ThoroBand, you need a yoga brick. And that's pretty much it. And a bottle of water, come to class. And then you can add equipment as your program grows. So once you get more students coming through the door, that gives you that revenue to invest in the program. So start with the mats and then work your way from there. I'm a really big advocate for the AcroDance Resource Center just because I don't have a background in acro. I come from a heavily dance background. And when I first started Acro, I was really nervous. I actually certified with Mandy and I was really nervous when I first certified. And I found the app such a helpful reminder of, okay, like this is how I spot this, or this is what I'm looking for in this skill. And it helped me grow into the teacher that I am today. And I use it every single day. I use it in every single class that I teach. It's helpful for the kids to see because I'm not doing a round off back handspring. Maybe one day I'd love to, but I'm not doing them yet. So I have to show the students and then walk them through. You can slow down the video so you can show the kids what they need to be doing. So I am a big advocate for investing in the app just because I found that it was so helpful for me to teach and it was safer, honestly. It is neat too because this year our studio bought the share levels. So it was really great because the kids who were doing their exams were able to access their level so they could practice at home, videotape what they were doing, and then not videotape, but record what they were doing and then bring it back to me and we can talk about what they're working on. So that's the new thing that I really love. And it brings value to your AcroDance program. So you can add on, like a little bit of a fee for them to have the AcroDance, like the My Acro app levels from the AcroDance Resource Center. And then it was great because they can practice at home. Parents feel safe. They feel secure. They're not worried about their child doing something crazy at home. So that was an investment that our studio made. And it was a great investment. I hands down the best thing. Also, we got the AcroDance Preschool toolkit. So we have the preschool program, but we have the toolkit. And it's so great because there's like stickers in there and there's like handprints and scarves. So that also brings, value to your program, which brings kids through the door. It gives them that, that full kind of dance background that incorporates acro. So it's got that whole, using the props. And it was great for social media marketing because people could see we're doing this program. We're committed to safety. We're committed to a progressive syllabus, and it's a fun class, and it just looks great on social media for your marketing. So now we're going to get into the marketing part. A lot of people, what happens is they don't really know what acro is when they first come in. So your general population won't know what it is. So if you're going to put acro out there, you kind of have to educate a little bit and explain. And when we first started our program about 6 years ago at our studio, a lot of the parents would come in and go, what is this acro thing? Like, it's just gymnastics. I'll just go down the street to do gymnastics. So we kind of have to walk them through what it is and educate them. So when we advertise our acro program, we have our target audience, and that's the audience that we're trying to capture and bring in the studio. So these could be current students, these could be new students, these can be friends of friends, but this is an audience that we're trying to grab, even those parents that are trying to think of, my daughter can't stop cartwheeling, or I have a child that won't stop doing somersaults. This is where we can say, hey, if you've got somebody that just won't stop doing cartwheels and somersaults, like maybe bring them to a studio that has certified teachers, and it brings them into that safe environment, but they can learn and have a really great time learning, like doing the cartwheel safely and progressively is the big thing. When you're a certified teacher, you know how to do things safely. So they're not going to get hurt because they have that progressional step into, more advanced skills. So I think that education to the parents is what's key, is they just need to know what it is and if their child's going to be safe, and they will be. What's going to help you yourself as a studio is how you're going to set your program and your studio apart. So there could be lots of studios in your area. They might be doing the same acro programs. So what's going to make you different? So talk about your studio culture, or like how does your studio run? Is it really family orientated? Is it competitive? Set your program and your studio apart in that area, and that'll bring people in because they'll like what they see. They'll enjoy, your culture, your studio culture. And maybe you're doing, fun stuff for Halloween, or maybe you're doing holiday stuff around Christmas, or maybe you're doing Valentine's Day stuff. So all those little extra little things that you're doing sets your studio apart. And then once you start advertising the Acro, people can start going through your social media or through your website and say, hey, you know what? I really like how this studio, takes care of their students, or has like a really family orientated culture. So set yourself apart. Your studio is different than the studio down the street. What we did when we first introduced Acro is we did a couple like teaser kind of trial classes. So students came to class. They had to be dressed appropriately. They didn't walk in street clothes. And we showed them a few things. We talked to the parents about like what they would be doing, how this starts. We obviously didn't start them off like, hey, everybody, let's do, aerials and back tucks. It was more like, here's cartwheels, here's how the class would run. We gave them a really fun cardio warm up. So the kids felt like they were really doing something and being very active. And that really helped advertise the program. And then you take that program, you videotape it, and you put it on your social media or in a newsletter and say, hey, like we had 20 kids come try Acro and they loved it, and get some testimonials from kids, from teachers, from parents, and that'll help validate your program to potential new clientele. We did have to do a lot of meetings with parents just to talk about what they're going to be doing. I do have a couple kids right now that are really scared to do things in Acro, and their parents are very scared as well. And I get a phone call going, I don't want my child practicing at home because I'm scared they're going to get hurt. And so what I do is I bring them in and I talk to them about, hey, these are the things, so-and-so is allowed to do at home. They can practice their bridge. They can practice, like even just working on the strength program. That's fine. I don't want them doing aerials at home. I don't want them doing these things at home. And that's where the My Acro app comes into play too, because then they know what they're allowed to work on at home, and mom or dad don't have to worry about, Susie flipping out and hitting a table or anything like that. When you certify with Acrobatic Arts, we provide you with marketing tools. So there's pictures, there's logos, there's little things that you can post on social media that show that you're a certified studio, or you're just introducing the program, or you're already certified and you've been certified for years. So we've got in your certified section of the website, there is a place for you to download free certification kind of marketing tools. And if you need any help with that, just let us know. We'd love to help you with it. So really post to your social account about what Acro is. So do that education piece, and maybe that's in August. Start in August, start talking about Acro. Maybe kids are thinking about it. They saw it at recital, or they saw it during the year and they want to test it out. Maybe do an Acro camp in the summer, and then they can really join Acro during the season, and they'll really get attached to it. I'm telling you, kids love it. I can't get kids to leave the studio. I can't get them to leave. And when I say class is over, I get, oh man. And so I've never had that before as a dance teacher this is my 28th year of teaching, and I've never had that before. And then really promote your certified teachers out there. So parents will obviously make sure that they're looking at these certified teachers, and they'll feel safer. And then the last thing is to maintain and grow. So grow your program, add new classes, add choreography and showcases so that new students can get interested and intrigued by Acro, and then they'll sign up the next term. And then to continue promoting your program through any of your advertising, just keep getting into those classes and showing what those kids are learning, because the progression rate is amazing. I love seeing kids progress, and I love posting to my parents, like, this is where Susie was last month with their cartwheels. This is where Susie is this month with their cartwheels. And now we're working on one-handed cartwheels. So there's a really, really beautiful progression there. And once parents see that progression happening, they'll fall in love with the program. They'll love it. And that's it. I just wanted to talk about that today.
A huge thank you to Michelle. Fantastic ideas to effectively market your AcroDance program and take your studio to the next level. We would love to hear your feedback. Send any questions or comments to podcast@acrobaticarts.com. Thanks for listening, everyone, and have a great day.